Vanakkam. Today we have Punitha, who is a semester exchange student or a research exchange student at UBC, University of British Columbia in Canada. She is also a PMRF recipient at IIT Madras. She is currently heading towards her final year of her PhD. So the reason we have Punitha is to walk us through the Canada visa steps, which due to some reasons we had to go through twice. She had to go through twice. And first, we will welcome her. You look very beautiful.
Thank you.
So before we get into the very good parts of the visa and all, initially I wanted to ask, how is the first stay in UBC and did it satisfy whatever you were looking for?
Oh, I didn't expect this question from Kirtika for like, yeah, I mean, everything was new to me. So before even I process, I was just looking around like different country, different people. I basically don't have any expectation because I don't know how it will be. So it's all the mess when I get ready from the Chennai airport, and then when I get down here, I was hungry, so I don't have any expectation. And even after like for settling down itself, it took me like 1 month, and I have to change places. So I was not having any expectation. So yeah, so
So this is her
normally
first
everything was
international
good.
trip. So what was
Yeah.
your initial plan of stay and how long you are now staying?
Um, yeah, I planned for actually 3 months, 4 months from February to June. Um, and I just extended my stay for 6 months now.
Go into the visa procedures.
Yes,
So you got the visa the second time.
yes.
Why did you think you had to apply for the second time?
My thought at that time was, okay, I have all the documents ready and my university is funding me. So there is no other option that they will reject my visa. They will just give it to me. So I didn't actually read the instructions. Actually, I was supposed to apply I mean, I applied for temporary resident visa. Um, there was a category for student in that too, but I applied in visitor category. So
Okay.
that was the reason they rejected. And
So,
also at that time,
mm,
80% of the Indian visa was being rejected. Canadian government was like flagged and forged so many Indian students' documents. That might be reason, but there was mistake in my application as well. I applied in visitor category.
in the visitor, you had a student
In the
subcategory, correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It is
this
actually
student,
temporary resident visa
mm-hmm,
that we should apply. In that, there was a category that is student that study,
not
not
student.
student, study.
Mm. Okay, so now you are a student associated with IIT Madras. So how do
Yes.
you apply for study? What are all the documents that you need to prove that you come under the study category?
Mm-hmm. So, if as a student from a registered university, regular student from a university in India, if you are going for an exchange for less than 6 months, you don't have to apply for a study permit. You just apply for TRV under the study category, and then you upload your educational transcripts, that which is like your coursework, and you are a registered student from your university. That alone should, it says like you are doing PhD from this year to this year, so it means if it's less than 6 months, you don't have to apply for study permit. If it is more than 6 months, you should apply for temporary resident visa under study category with the study permit. Study permit you have to apply like separately.
Okay. So what is
Mm.
TRV and how
So
do students get it and should you have to pay anything?
yeah, actually TRV is temporary resident visa for getting into Canada. So what was the question? How should we
What are
pay
all
for
the
anything?
documents that you
Yeah.
pay? Mm.
Yeah. So there is website. How you should apply for TRV is that IRCC website is there, and then actually that itself was bit confusing when you apply. Obviously, it will be confusing when you apply it for the first time because there are three websites, separate websites that you can apply the same application, which is one is conventional thing, which is like you have to go to the IRCC website and you have to log in into the GRC key sign in, and then it's actually the conventional method. There will be no website for you to fill your details and all. You should download the application and you should fill it on your own.
Mm.
That's where actually I missed so many things. That first time I applied to in that website, and then I made a mistake, like several mistake. Not only that visit thing, I didn't even uploaded my educational transcripts because I was not understanding the question. It was all different. So that was the conventional application, that you should fill that application and upload that application, and based on the category you chose, based on the details you filled in that main application, you'll be asked to submit the documents, like educational transcripts, and then the invitation letter, acceptance letter from the host university, and the proof that you are a student from the home university, those things, and the financial proof, those things it will ask. That is GRC sign in. And the other thing is IRCC website. It's just you have to log into IRCC website, and then it will give you the website where you can just fill your information in the, it will ask you questions and you should fill it, and then based on the information you fill, you have to upload the documents. And there is another one called IRCC new website, which
Mm.
is which is also basically the same application, but if you are applying for the first time, you can apply it with IRCC new website. And as far as I know, and I when I asked around, people said like it is comparatively faster. If you apply through GRC sign in, GRC key sign in, it is actually what I read from the internet was, which I don't know if it's true or not, but they say like the conventional mode, that GRC sign in is completely manual, that the officer will open the application and then they will go through it, and then it will take some time for them to process. So even if you apply, it is going to take some time. And for me, when I applied it for the first time, it took me 4 months to get that rejection. And the second time I applied to through IRCC website, it took me only 10 days to get the acceptance. So I really don't know if this is going, but that's what I read and that's what happened. So it's really it depends on people, like it depends on you to choose whichever you
So,
want.
what is the document that you have to get from your university? Like any document, not from your home university, from the host university, that is
Host
in
university.
Canada.
Yeah, host university, the first main thing is that acceptance letter from the university, not the invitation letter, the acceptance letter. So I come under visiting international research student. So I registered here as visiting international research student with the student number. So that actually that in acceptance letter from the university, from the international global engagement office will be there in every university. From them you should get that letter, and in that letter it is important that two things are important. First is like you have to they should mention how much fees you are paying for this program. And then the second thing is the dates, like only for this dates, like for this many months you're going to stay in Canada, and you will be returning back to your home university after that. So if it's less than it's clear that from the, it should be clear that from the acceptance letter you're going to stay only for 6 months or less than 6 months, so that you don't need a study permit. So that actually for the visa it is required, and for the immigration in the airport, there also they checked that in the acceptance letter that you will be returning to your country, because the acceptance letter says that.
Do you have to pay any fee to the university or the for this letter or something?
Yeah, it really depends on the university which you are going. My friend actually, he went to University of Toronto. There he paid tuition fees of around 1.5 lakhs INR.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I didn't pay any tuition fees, but I paid the medical insurance.
Okay.
So it depends on the university. For giving that acceptance letter, they have their own they have their own criteria. So they, based on that, you should, yes, choose.
So this brings me to actually an important question which I should have asked ideally in the first place. How did you
Mhm.
choose UBC and how did you get there?
To be honest, I didn't choose UBC because I was
UBC
not.
chose you.
No, not really. uh, Actually, it's I didn't choose UBC because I was not knowing any university abroad, or I was not having that exposure. One thing I had was I should do my research in India, like to some extent, so that I wanted to go out anyway. I was trying for JDP, and then I was trying for many other things
JDP
when I
is
was
joint
in
degree program.
joint degree program. And second year, when I entered, like second year itself, I was searching. But then one thing I had in my mind was that should actually align with my research area. That was the main thing. I don't have the privilege to go to a university which is not, and just for the sake of going abroad, I was not having time, and I don't have money, like so many other things. So actually, UBC, the research lab I'm working with, is directly aligned to my research area, where I just know about UBC and the research lab through the research paper which I read. Based on that only, I approached that professor, and when the professor replied back, and when he said that I have to apply for visa, that's when I came to know that this university is is in Canada, Vancouver, stuff like that. So I didn't really choose like UBC, but I know like that this lab is one of the, like they are working in this organism, one of the most important mm,
Okay.
those things. Yeah.
So find the university first pertaining to whatever goal you have in your mind. Then
Yes.
approach based on that. Then get the university's letter and then start applying online. So what is the visa procedure like is it only online or you have to go in person or is it completely
Uh,
online?
yeah, one thing I didn't actually answer, the fees for the TRV application. If you are applying for the first time, you should actually register for biometrics. That is going to cost you around 80 CAD, which is actually some 4,000 or 3,000 something. And for the TRV application fees is 100 CAD, which is 7,000, around 7,000. So if you are applying for the first time, the application process is fully online. You should apply, or you should submit your application online in IRCC website. And then after you submit your application, you will be called by FS Global. VFS Global. Yeah, VFS Global, which is located in Chennai, Delhi, and based on your location, you should go there, and you will be getting a invitation mail for giving your. You will be getting the time slots and all, and you should go there with the document which you received in mail, and then they will check your passport, and then they will take your basically biometrics. They'll take your photograph, and then you will give your biometrics, and the instructions and all you should follow, that you should not have anything on your finger like henna, stuff like that. And then that's it. Once you register your biometrics, you will be getting your acceptance through email. And then once you get your acceptance, you have to send your passport for stamping in Delhi, and that will take ideally 1 month.
Okay.
So the process is online, but these two things you should do offline.
So
The
once you get the
biometric.
acceptance, how do you
Mhm.
send your passport? Where do you send it?
VFS, through VFS only.
For that, you
You
have to
can
get an appointment again.
visa acceptance letter itself, you'll be given an instruction that you should book a slot again in VFS, that you have to go there and then submit the passport at that time. So that you can do. You just have to go to VFS to submit your passport, and then you can opt the courier facility that they will actually deliver your passport to the mentioned address. You can also opt for two-way delivery, that they will come and get your passport and then stamp it and return it back to you. That also you can
Okay.
you can do by paying extra, some 1,800 something.
Okay.
For the submission also I paid some 700 or 800 for to the VFS Global.
Okay. So for biometrics appointment again, you had to pay some amount.
For appointment, no.
So biometric application amount, medical insurance amount, the visa application fee, and then the courier fee.
Yes.
And apart from that, the documents required for the acceptance letter, proof of funds, proof of return,
Yes.
and anything else did I miss?
No, proof of funds, I have never, I didn't spoke about the proof of funds, and that was the one reason that was mentioned in my first application when it was rejected. And proof of funds is like, what I had in my mind was, if I have the university document that it is going to fund me this amount, I thought they are going to take it as like the real document. But the ideal truth is unsaid. This thing is, you should have some amount in your bank account, which is also mentioned in IRCC website, which I missed for the first time. That you should have 10,000 CAD in your bank account if you are applying for TRV,
Mhm.
under study category for less than 6 months. So IRCC website itself will be having this information, and the university which you are applying, they also have their separate website where they will they will be providing the instructions for the international students. In that also, category wise, they would have mentioned that you should have this much amount for staying this much time in Canada, that you should look, and then you make sure you have that amount in your account before applying. That is one important thing. If not, then obviously there is high chances that the application is going to be rejected.
So two things. So one is funds and second one is the proof of, like insurance that you are going to return back to your home country.
Yes, yes. For that also, I submitted one document from the head of my department that I'll be returning to my home university to complete my PhD. And one more thing I forget is, every university, the host university will be having designated learning institution number. So that number you should actually mention it in your application when you are applying. So that implies that you are not going to some random university. So those things happened in the past, and students were like, that's where they flagged and forged documents, like fake documents from the students. So if the university is having designated learning institution number, it means you are going for a, it is authentic, that everything is it's not fake. You're so that thing you should actually mention, and it will be in your acceptance letter, the number.
Okay. So this is your first international trip. So did you have any guidance or advice on how to go through the immigration?
Immigration, yeah, I received one email the institution after I got my visa acceptance, that you should, there will be immigration, and then you should answer the questions in this way, that you should not say like you are a student in Canada and you came for a, you should, sorry, you are a researcher, who is going to do research. Even if you are a PhD student who is like committed to do full time research, you should not answer to a immigration officer that you are a researcher. That makes so much, that actually I think creates confusion. So you should just stick on to whatever category you have applied, that you are a visiting research student. So in that mail it was mentioned that you should say student to the student who is going to stay for less than 6 months in Canada, and that's it. So that was one instruction I was given. And Yeah, like the same thing that you should be confident and stuff like that, and to just be honest and those things. Like you
Yes.
should not lie. I feel like visa visa application is itself is like you should be honest always. If you're rejected, just say yes, I was rejected first time. Just say the reason and how you just addressed those things in the second application or stuff. Don't try to hide things and make your life more complicated.
Yes.
Mm.
Don't deny but accept.
Yes.
Are you managing fund wise because you are earning in INR because you are not
Yes.
provided any financial assistance by UBC now.
Yes.
So how are you managing finance wise?
Yeah, actually, because I'm a PMRF fellow, I have my contingency funds and I applied for advance when I was in India itself. So they gave me 80% of the funds, 80% of my contingency, which I basically wanted to use it for my accommodation. But regarding the INR to CAD, that is actually one thing I would advise is you just convert your funds to CAD before you come. Even if you have INR, don't you can get neo card is there that you can just use it for anything here, like you can for bus, you can use for purchasing groceries, you can use for anything. Neo is accept neo you can use for the safer side. You can have your neo card, but you just convert your INR to CAD and have it ready, and you use the cash when you come here. That is actually I am managing that way only. But for the accommodation, paying accommodation and all, there is Intrac here, but I don't have a bank account, so I'm just managing with my friend. But it always works better with cash. Coming here, you just open the bank account. That is going to make your life like more easy. But I was not knowing those things, so that it was a bit difficult in the beginning, but now I guess it's all fine.
Okay. All manageable, all good.
Even if it's not manageable, it's all like you know how to figure out, and like yeah, things will like settle down in its own pace.
Okay. UBC is one of the, I mean, UBC is in Vancouver, which is one of the costliest place to
Yes.
reside in Canada. That's the reason I asked you about the finance. Any
Yeah.
other thing on closing remark that you would like to say?
Closing remark. Everything will feel like new, and then you always feel like I don't know, I don't understand things when you're planning for international trip, and that too for the first time. But it's okay, you'll figure out. But you always ask people, like even if you have you have some contact, you just ask them what you should do, and then read the instructions properly, and then come down to ground state and then start the visa application process. Don't be always in the like the excited state and do things and then suffer.
Okay. On that positive note, we will close
Yes.
this discussion. Thank you, Punita, for
Yes.
your time.
Bye.